Welcome back. My hair looks crazy. What are we doing? Scorpios. We are doing Scorpio. What you're healing every time. Every time. I don't notice until I'm looking at the camera, and then it's like, oh, I wonder why I can't see it normally. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. Alright, Scorpios. What are you healing? My little roses that I bought myself for Mother's Day. They're cute, aren't they? Actually, you can't really see them. But anyway, okay. Scorpios. My energy seems very off. It seems very detached. It could be my energy, but it most likely is yours, to be honest. We'll see as we go on. Scorpio. Yeah, I feel a little bit disconnected. Bored. Bored. Uninterested. That kind of thing. You're looking for the coffee? It's right there.
What? There's coffee in here. What are you talking about?
My daughter's a liar. Anyway. Okay, let's see what's... Let's see what's going on. Alright. Maybe you guys need like a fire sign to come in and lift your energy, because she totally just switched my energy. You guys need some fire or a fire person. With wisdom, you guys have waning gibbous. Oh my gosh. Waning gibbous, but it's also 22, which is a master number. So Scorpios, I feel like you guys are mastering whatever this lesson was. And I feel like it's wisdom. Obviously you're not like mastered at learning everything, right? What I do feel like it is, if you've gone through healing, or if you're going through like actively trying to heal, you realize that there's a large part of your life where your lessons, you have to pay karma, right? Thank you, honey. Where you have to learn certain lessons, and they're karmic lessons, right? They're really difficult. And it's because you have to unlearn a lot of the things that are not true, right? Most of the times, and we're lucky if we get a parent that actually has done the work and has healed, but for the most part, our parents don't actually help us heal, don't help us understand any of that. What they do is cause more trauma that you have to undo. And the fact is that we can sit here and be upset about our parents being, let's say they didn't help us, but the truth is that you set it up this way, coming into these parents that have this trauma, because it was going to help pull out this trauma, right? You choose your parents, and even some religions believe that. I'm not a religious person, but I have read several books, and from what I understand, we choose who we want to come to, right? And I feel like we choose those parents based off of what traumas they have, what traumas are going to give us, what traumas are going to pull out of us. Because a lot of the things we're healing are things from our past lives, right? Coffee. Oh, she makes my coffee so good. And so I know the fact that I went through so much trauma when I was younger, and when I look at my chart, I have like 3 or 4 different placements that are at 29 degrees. And if you understand that at 29 degrees, and I just saw 444, and that made me like soften up a little bit. It made my heart really warm. It could be the coffee, but I think it was the 444. If you have placements in your chart that are 29 degrees, I would go look at them. That means that in this lifetime, there is no ifs, ands, or buts if you close out this cycle. It is, you must close out this cycle. So if you guys have gone through a lot of shit, like a lot of trauma, it's because you were meant to close out this cycle no matter what in this lifetime, right? Your children are not supposed to be taking on these karmas. They're not meant to break these chains. They're not meant to, right, in these certain areas. So I know for me, like, I have 4 different placements where I have at 29 degrees, which actually I have it in my sun, which is Cancer. That's just one of them. But understanding that we chose a lot of these traumas. Some of this shit we didn't choose, and people always also have the free choice of going way farther and doing things that were not like written into it, right? But that's going way deeper, right? But I feel like you guys have gone through the lessons that are painful now. You guys have learned enough. You guys are sovereign. You guys understand the way, you guys have a high emotional IQ. And some of you guys could have high IQs, right? But I feel for you guys just have an understanding of the way life works. You are self-regulated, right? The way people were meant to be born, or the way people are meant to be, without having added on all that karma, without having all of that trauma added on by your parents, by whoever raised you, whatever trauma you went through, right? This is who you were meant to be. An understanding of the way that things work, how you work, how people work, and really just kind of allowing what really is the game of life. Even if you don't believe you're in a simulation, which we can go down that rabbit hole. Again, I'll repeat what I say to everybody. I'm a Cancer, so I'm a huge conspiracy theorist. I go down rabbit holes. If you don't even just believe, it's understanding that life is a game, and understanding that, not getting mad at stupid shit that people say, understanding that people are hurt, all of that shit, understanding that you're just a mirror, a walking mirror, and you have your life purpose here, and understanding what it is and what it isn't, right? Carl Jung always says the highest form of learning is unlearning. I believe it was Carl Jung. Don't quote me on that. It might have been someone else, but I believe it was. Maybe. So yeah, the highest form of learning is unlearning, right? Because we get taught, it's basically like when you're homeschooled, right? And I remember, I think I saw this on a show, or I saw this on a movie, or somewhere. I saw this somewhere, and they're like, well, I guess you're going to know everything I know, and you're going to know everything I don't know, which is a lot, right? Because we can't teach something that we don't know. Right? And if, let's say, your parents came from traumatized childhoods, they're not going to, for the most part, unless they start to evolve and heal themselves, they're not going to pass on the greatest things, right? They're not. They're just not. So I feel like that's why some of you guys, if whoever I'm talking to, Scorpios, you guys have come in, and that's really what it is. It's like clearing out this karma. That really is like breaking the chain. Or breaking that, generational curse, because you came in here with the exact signs, with the exact everything you needed to be able to break this, right? And for it not to break you, even though you were going to be bent in an angle that you were like, I'm gonna break, and they were like, nope, you're good, like, you're good, you got it. And you're like, no, like, no, this is too much, like, you got it. And then it passed, and you're like, oh my gosh, right? Because you're turning your life, your ancestors' life, and I just got a cold chill, which always gives me confirmation. Your ancestor line, it's almost like you're cleaning it up. Like, the blood is dirty, you're cleaning it up with, basically you're detoxing your family line, right? And I feel like you might be doing that with other people, but even if not, you are doing it, okay? Anything else? Yeah, but you are mastering this in this lifetime. And it is the knowledge, basically, to see above all the bullshit, right? To understand the ins and outs, the working of the way things go. And it doesn't mean you're not going to continue to learn, because there's so much. The more I learn, the more I don't know anything. But understanding the basics of what you need to have, you know, personal thoughts, your own thoughts, right? Not based off of what was put onto you. And then with beauty, yeah, I feel like you guys are going through a glow up, and it doesn't necessarily mean a glow up, because I hate it when people say that, like, what was I a troll before? But it's almost like, because you are cleaning out that blood, right? Remember what I said? It's almost like you're going to start clearing up your... I truly believe that people that do healing work and that work in like light workers or energy workers, they start to age backwards. One, because they're not carrying that trauma anymore, right? And two, when you work with energy, when you work with light, that literally, like, that carries beauty. It's a healing energy, it's a loving energy. You're not gonna like turn... It's like when it's like what I'm seeing is that that Hansel and Gretel movie that I really like. It didn't get too big. It was with that guy that plays the arrow guy in Marvel, and that other really pretty girl, which gives you no information, but it was a more modern Hansel and Gretel. And basically the white witches that used their witchcraft for good were beautiful. They looked young, they had like they were glowing, right? And the ones that used it for negative, they had to put like cover casting, because if you saw their true selves, they were ugly as fuck. It's the same kind of gist, right? It's kind of the same thing is what it's talking about. My table's a little bit over full. Okay, let's start clarifying. But you got another 2. Look, this is 20. 2, 2, 2. Yeah, and I feel like you guys are starting to basically, like, have you guys ever seen the... you guys might not be doing this to this extent, but you guys might be looking into it, or just looking into a healthier way of being. Like, right now I'm getting really into fermenting, because I have a ton of allergies, a ton of food allergies, and I know fermenting is really good for, like, stomach issues, hormonal issues, all the issues, right? So I'm getting into fermenting, like planting your own. Even like makeup has a lot of like toxins, which I love makeup, so I'm not even gonna sit here and be like, oh, don't wear makeup. I have like a $2,000 worth of eyeshadow palettes behind me that I haven't worn in a really long time, but that's not because I'm anti them. I'm more just like lazy or missing half my shit that I need to do my makeup. But like, have you seen that video where they show you how to do your makeup with like fruits? Like, you can use beets for your lips and then for your cheeks, right? And then there's like a bunch of different fruits that you can use that are natural. I can't even remember right now what they used, but I'm seeing, because look, her lips are made out of rose petals and her nose is a butterfly. It's almost like everything is very natural. Her eyes are leaves. So there's something here about going very more natural, right? Or even I feel like some of you guys could be like creating your own brand. Maybe you guys are creating your own natural brand of like makeup and stuff. You guys have with wisdom, the high priestess in reverse. Yeah, all the things you couldn't see, it literally is just repeating. With the high priestess in reverse, you didn't tap into your intuition. One, because you didn't know what the fuck intuition was. Again, people can't teach you what they don't know. They can't teach you. I can't go... I'll be real honest right now. Me and my daughter are struggling in math. We cry together because it is the worst thing ever. I cannot help her in math. And even her dad, who used to be good at math, is now like struggling. Like, the math now is like, we're struggling. So I can't teach her because I don't fucking know. I can't pull it out of my ass and be like, okay, listen, I didn't know this, but I know it now because it just miraculously came to me and we have to figure it out, right? No, I don't know. So somebody else has to teach it to her. I can't do it. I can't do it. And to be honest with you, at this point, after everything, I don't even have the patience for it. And then, but you've moved forward. You move forward with the knowledge that you didn't have, right? You've pushed forward in your life, and I feel like you've taken the time to actually look for the information. I feel like for you guys who I'm reading for, Scorpios, you guys have taken the lessons and you guys have learned the lessons and incorporated them, right? I know I went through a huge awakening, and I use myself, right? Because I'm not trying to talk about myself, but I have to use an example, right? And if it's not a movie, if it's not a song, it's gonna be based off of something. And I'm getting a lot of examples from my life, right? I was going through a huge awakening and I was seeing the truth about a lot of things, and then I had my best friend come in and he said something to me that was just like the simplest shit, but the most profound shit. And I thought to myself, oh, and I'm already like on the path of healing, right? And this totally threw me off. Like, I'm like, this should be healing basics 101, but it wasn't, right? Because I was doing all the learning on my own. So again, if something wasn't in a book, or if it wasn't like I wasn't just getting it, it wasn't happening. So it's almost like you guys have been taking what you've been learning and you've been incorporating that, instead of like when people, and it's crazy to me because I'm just so surprised at how people can learn something and not incorporate it. How do you learn something and be like, I don't need that information, I'm not gonna grow from that? That to me seems insane. I don't get it, how people can do that. But there are people, a lot of people that literally are just like, no. Especially right now, you see it. Like, they don't care about the information that's coming out. And mind you, there's a lot of false information, but there's a lot of truth. And people are just like, no, it's not true. Like, bitch, what? What? We're not going to go down that rabbit hole. But you guys move forward. You guys move forward, and I feel like for a lot of you guys did. You guys took the information and you guys started to learn, and you guys, you incorporated what you needed to incorporate, right? I just saw 1717. Clarifying the beauty with the Hermit. Yeah. Like I said, with the Hermit, I'm getting it different with you guys. Well, I mean, it's a healing card, right? It's when you go in, and I don't know, I think this woman is floating, right? It's almost like you went in and you took that information and you incorporated it and you started to become the information that you were learning, right? The Hermit can be somebody that goes in and it doesn't go out of the house, but the Hermit is also somebody that goes within, right? I always say house and home, right? This is my house, this is my home, right? I'm never lost. And so the same thing is, like, you go within. You went within and you started to understand those theories. You started to see things from a different perspective. You started to understand the things that have happened were for a reason and they were lessons. And how can you stay angry to a teacher, right? And that's not to say that there aren't people that you're just absolutely like, listen, I'm gonna let this go, but I need you to stay far the fuck away from me, right? And that is absolutely normal and that's absolutely fine, right? But you're releasing that. You're releasing it and you're letting go of the anger of whatever mistreatment was, because you know what? At the end of the day, now you're wiser and you understand. And it was something that you didn't have in your belt, because if you did understand, you wouldn't have gone through that. If you understood what was happening, you wouldn't have gone through that situation because you already knew. But you didn't know, right? And so I feel like you've taken that lesson and now you're like becoming shinier. It's like this little polished star that you're becoming, right? Let's get one more. I feel so much better now. I feel like I'm shining, like I'm lighter. I feel like less heavy. than I was at the beginning of the reading. So I feel like that's what you guys are healing. You guys are gonna start feeling a lot less heavy, being able to release all that shit, because you guys are basically you guys are healing. With the Five of Cups, yeah, understanding what was for you and what wasn't for you, and why those things happen, right? With the World in reverse, I feel like there was a lot of lessons, and it felt like it was lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson. And I feel like, though, you guys have literally, and look, there's another circle here that's going around and around and around. Feeling like you guys were left out, but really not understanding that really you weren't left out. You were taken out of situations that you were meant to be in. Look, this woman is sitting around this thing, and she's pouring those bowls in. And she has that one bowl in the back that's full. So it's almost like you guys were sitting there removing all of those dirty waters that were not for you, right? With the Five of Cups. They were not for you. You weren't interested in them anymore. In fact, I feel like you went through these cycles so much, you became bored of like the same repetitive themes, right? With people, places, and things. And waiting for that perfect cup. And this cup has all of like the colors, and it's bright and it's shiny, and she's waiting for this cup. She's waiting for this cup. She's throwing out the rest because she's not interested, and she's holding on to this cup because that's her cup, right? And it's all nice, bright, and shiny. Yeah, so I feel like you guys are basically healing. You guys are coming out of, you guys are moving into a whole new place. You guys are closing off karmic lessons, which are difficult. And I feel like you guys are going to be moving into a life where it's, you still get lessons. They're just not as painful like the ones that break your heart and make you, you know what I mean? Like those kinds of lessons. So it's like moving from karma to dharma. It's what it is, right? I don't know why these are backwards, but okay. Alright, let's get you guys some advice. Working the invisible. Yeah, you guys were working with what you had. You guys were working with what you had, and that's all you could do because you didn't know any better. And the information came to you when it came to you, right? Or you guys would go research, and if the information wasn't there, you had to take what was there, right? Making fantasies a reality. See what I mean? You guys already know what your cup is, what you want, and that's exactly what you're holding out for. You're not taking anything less than what you want. All right, let's get one more, and then we'll leave it here. For Scorpio, blossoming. You are just getting started, so have patience with yourself and the process. Do not give up. Yeah, but I feel like you're just starting in this new life, this new cycle. That's going to be, the lessons are going to be different, and there's going to be more fun integrated. There's not going to be people that are coming in to try to teach you these hard lessons. It's going to be very different. It's going to be a lot better. All right, Scorpios, I love you guys so much. I hope this helped, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.